how the blue pill matrix controls your life. If you look around out there, the blue pill really has society by the balls, right? It basically controls everything. Movies, television, mainstream media, video games, sports, right? Even taking control of sports. Politicians, right? Look at the entire left-wing party, right? And the propaganda they push. And I'm not saying the right doesn't do it either, but it's overwhelmingly on the left. But if you look around, the blue pill has practically every facet of society under their control. And they get to push whatever ideology, whatever belief system, and whatever values that they want to onto society. And obviously, the younger they start, the better. Okay, the younger they can indoctrinate, the better off they are. Okay, and this is why you see the blue pill and a lot of their ideologies and values that are warped, that are twisted, that are destructive to humanity. You see them infiltrating schools, right? You see them infiltrating children as young as 5, 6 years old. You know, I remember when my niece was in first grade in a public school, right? She was in first grade in a public school. And I remember she told me like how she came home and she was like, this lady came in there and I mean, now my niece is like 18, 19 years old, but she was telling me like how the school hired this lesbian to come in to teach first graders about how to put condoms on a banana. First grade, public school, first grade. Okay, obviously, took her out of that school. Okay, from what I remember, my parents ended up putting her in a private school. But this is what they're teaching your kids, right? They want to indoctrinate them as young as possible. But make no mistake, the blue pill, if you're still plugged into that matrix, they're controlling you. Okay, because they're controlling, like I said, practically every facet of society. Entertainment, education, especially public school education. Look at these colleges and universities, right? They're overwhelmingly just pushing this political agenda onto students. It's not even about going to school anymore. It's insane to me why people even bother going to college. Why even friggin' bother? Unless you're getting a professional degree, I understand, right? You're going to school to become an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer. Yes, you have to go to school because you need to get, you know, state certified. So that's understandable. But if you're going to school for anything else, I mean, including business, right? I went to school for business. I went to university to study business. If that was today, if I was entering school now, like college, I would just bypass it. I wouldn't even bother. I mean, you'll learn a ton more for a fraction of the money from a mentor, from somebody you find on YouTube who's actually doing it versus somebody who's hiding behind a classroom and just teaching it. Right? There is really no use for college anymore. And a lot of these politicians want to make college free, which is freaking hilarious. They want to make college free, right? And they want the taxpayers to pay for it. Why do you think they want to make college free? It's not only to just get them votes, right? Because that's how the left, it's so pathetic how they get votes. All you have to do, I mean, if I were to ever run for office, and I mean, even as a joke and pretend to be like a left-wing candidate, I would just go up on the podium and promise everyone free shit. Right? Free shit for everyone. Free college, free healthcare, free housing. Screw the 1%. They're going to pay for everything. Right? I'd get this big cheers. Rah! It's going to be free, everybody, because free education, free healthcare, free housing, free food. We're all entitled to it. Everything should be free. You vote for me, I'm going to make sure everything's free. Right? That's basically the left wing in a nutshell. But they promise a lot of people free college. Why do they think they want to push for free college? Right? The reason why they want to push for free college, beyond just votes, which is a big reason, but beyond just votes, is so they can get your kids into these public universities, these public colleges, and they can indoctrinate them, okay? And they can twist their brains even further. And they can grab control of their lives even further. Their thoughts, their ideas, their values, okay? And they can take away their individualism, and then they can make them part of the collective, part of the hive, part of the mob, right? Because as I teach you guys, blue pill people, they're no different than a mob. They have mob mentality. Blue pillars are a mob, period, right? They never come as one, they always come as many. As it says in the scriptures, when the prophet confronted the demon-possessed man, like running through the streets, half naked, and he asked him, "What is your name?" And the demon-possessed man said, "My name is Legion, we are many," meaning he's part of a mob, right? As most of the demon-possessed are, which I believe most blue pill men are, right? Not to get too spiritual on this, but it's like every blue pill person you talk to is in this mental fog of delusion where they don't have clarity and they can't see reality for what it is. Instead, they're trying to see reality not even for how they want it to be, but for how they've been trained to think it should be by the social narrative, by all of that social engineering they've had their entire lives. So it's not even so much like seeing reality for what they want it to be, but for how they think it should be according to their masters, right? According to their masters. So you'll see a lot of these blue pillars try to preach to you, right? They'll try to preach to you whenever you espouse those racist red pill beliefs, right? And they'll try to get you and shame you to get back onto the plantation, right? That's what they want to do. That's what the Matrix wants us to do. They want us to just get back on the plantation. All you red pill guys trying to escape, get back on the plantation. It's basically what it is. It's insane how much control they have over society, over shaping the minds, values, thoughts, and beliefs of an entire global population, right? It's scary when you think about it. The funny thing is, this red pill movement is still very small. I mean, compared to the blue pill movement. I mean, we're like a very tiny army going up against Goliath, right? No different than in the scriptures, like David versus Goliath. That's what we're dealing with right now, guys. We're David and we're going up against Goliath. I mean, and that's the great thing about the red pill. It's like more and more guys are awakening to it, right? To this knowledge, to reality. And they're just tired of the force-fed lies and the brainwashing that they got from the mainstream narrative. They're just sick of it. And they're like, I just want to live my life and I want to be left alone. Leave me alone. Get out of my life, right? This is why I hate government. I'm just like, get out of my life. I don't want you in my life. Leave me alone. I was talking about recently, like last month, I was parked in my driveway and I got a ticket for parking in my driveway. And the ticket was actually because I had no plates. So what happened was I was taking my Range Rover to get detailed the next morning. So at about 10 at night, I kid you not, like 10 or 11 at night, before I went to sleep, I took off the plates. That way they could do a good detail job, right? Took off the plates, got up the next morning, probably about 6 or 7 a.m., go out there, and I'm like, are you shitting me? Is that a ticket on my windshield in my own freaking driveway? Serious. It was for $125, right? 125 bucks. Like some pathetic meter maid, right? Because that's what we used to call them back in the day. You guys remember that? Meter maids? Well, these chicks used to ride around, because it was basically chicks who had this job. They used to ride around in the little three-wheeler, a little retarded-looking three-wheeler, and giving people parking tickets. Back then, the parking tickets were like 25 bucks from what I remember. Yeah, it was like 20, 25 bucks. Now the parking tickets are obviously clearly 125 plus, because that's how much mine was just for having my plates off in my own driveway. It's like, dude, what are you doing pathetically rolling around, because a ticket apparently was issued at 2 a.m. I'm like, what are you pathetically rolling around at 2 a.m. for? Just scoping for any reason to shake money out of the community, out of its citizens, right? Because basically that's how the government views us. We're just revenue generators, okay? That's all we are to them. We're just revenue generators. That's why you see them give us these like insanely expensive tickets, like a red light ticket out here in California is $500. I don't know how much it is where you are, but it's 500. Even if you like cross that line by accident, it takes your photo, $500, baby. Say you didn't see the light or say it changed too early, $500, baby. It's not even about safety, because I remember reading studies on red light traffic cameras, and they said ever since they implemented these cameras, it's actually caused and resulted in more accidents. Thanks to these red light cameras, they're resulting in more people getting into traffic accidents. But does the government care? No, they don't give a shit, because those traffic cameras, I mean, I've heard like in certain areas, some of these cameras will bring in like 15 million bucks a year. I kid you not, 15 million bucks a year for the government. So do they care that, hey, people are getting into more accidents because of these cameras? They give a shit? No, they don't give a shit about us. We're just revenue generators. They just want to like rape us for as much money as they possibly can. This is why, I will never vote left. I will never vote Democrat, because they're all about big government. I hate government. I want them out of my life. I want them to leave me alone. Right? We spend too much of our lives trying to fulfill all of these regulations and, oh my gosh, I'm not even gonna get into this coaching video, but it's all part of the blue pill, guys. The blue pill just wants to control your life. That's how it is at the end of the day, okay? They want control of your life, and not only that, but they want control of your thoughts. They want control of your speech and what you say. Obviously, you're not allowed to say certain things. You know, even here on YouTube, man, you see a lot of these YouTube channels getting shut down. Right? You see a lot of them getting shut down. A lot that are not fitting the social narrative that the platform wants to push. When you don't fit that social narrative, guess what? They shut you down. They don't let you keep speaking. You know, they don't uphold the First Amendment, which is free speech, right? We are entitled to free speech. You can say what you want to say, just like I can say what I want to say. That's part of free speech. And anything less is a dictatorship. And essentially, I mean, that's what we're living under right now. It's like we're not allowed to say certain things, because if we do, guess what? We'll get attacked. We'll get threatened by the blue pill that, hey, do you want to lose your career, mister? I'll call your boss. I'll call your company. You know, and they want to publicly shame you. You see a lot of these celebrities. I think the latest one was like Mario Lopez, right? AC Slater from Saved by the Bell. I mean, what reality are we living in when a guy says, hey, 3-year-olds should not be able to decide what gender they should want to be at 3 years old? Makes perfect sense, right? Yet he got attacked to the point where he got publicly shamed, and obviously they threatened to just pull the plug on his ass, and his career was on the line for a moment there, and then the dude just went up and apologized just to save his ass. You know, unfortunately, because he works for the Matrix. So they have him by the balls. He's not on a pirate ship like some of us are, right? We're on a pirate ship where you can't really call the boss. If you want to call the boss, talk to me. I'm the boss. What did I do? What did he say? Don't worry, I'll talk to M about this. That guy M, he's preaching all this red pill stuff. Okay, don't worry. I'll take care of it. Right? But the blue pill, they will threaten you. They will threaten your livelihood. I mean, some of these people who are preaching against the gynocracy and who are preaching for normalcy, I mean, beyond just getting fired from their jobs, a lot of times their lives are threatened, right? Or they get killed. You see what happened to, what was his name from Breitbart? Was it Anthony Breitbart? Oh, gosh, the name's not coming to me, but the guy who created Breitbart was poisoned, right, in a bar. He walked in a bar, and I guess one of his haters probably followed him and put some arsenic or something in his drink, and he was killed, right? Because he's preaching against the blue pill. He was preaching, his own values, what he thought was right. He was obviously conservative, so he was preaching those values. right? Whether you agree with him or not, he should be allowed to preach those values. Just like if you're a leftist and you're preaching your values, you're allowed to do that, right? You should never feel like you are threatened or your life is at risk, right? Just because you're not going along with the social narrative that everybody else is indoctrinated with. But make no mistake, the blue pill will control every aspect of your life if you let it, okay? If you let it. If you don't unplug from all of these things. Why do you think I keep telling you guys? You know, stop watching movies, stop watching television. I stopped going to the movies over 10 years ago. I haven't even missed it. I don't care. I just don't have time for it, right? I don't care. So if you want to be truly free, you have to unplug, okay? Because the blue pill has society under its thumb right now, right? But the light at the end of the tunnel, as I've said before, is I believe the tide is turning. I believe more and more guys are awakening to the red pill, and they're starting to turn their backs on it, and they're starting to join us in the fight, okay? Which is a great thing. And I love that. This movement is growing and growing. As much as the mainstream tries to demonize it, it continues to grow. It continues to get bigger and stronger, and it continues to gain more traction, right? To the point where you see videos like mine, just this insanely high like to insanely low dislike ratio, where you see videos coming from the blue pill. It's got an insanely high dislike ratio to an insanely low like ratio, right? People are speaking for themselves, right? You could see it for yourself. So I'm gonna wrap up here. Until next time, this is Matt Cross from AlphaMaleSecrets. Do not forget to smash that like button below. Also hit that notification bell right next to it so that you are notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video. More importantly, guys, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Too many of you guys are still not yet subscribed to the channel, so please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. It helps me out a ton, and the great part about it is anytime I upload a brand new coaching video to YouTube, you will become the first to be notified about it, okay? You'll be the first to get it, so long as you are subscribed to my channel, okay? And it's free. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. So please hit that subscribe button, guys. Really appreciate it. Okay, and for you guys who want to support my work and support all of this red pill content I'm teaching guys even further, the best way to do that is by becoming a premium subscriber of my premium AlphaMaleSecrets channel, which I'm hosting on a private platform away from YouTube. Now, why am I hosting it on a private platform? Obviously, I'm hosting it on a private platform to protect my premium content and to protect my premium subscribers, okay? That's why it's on a private platform, okay? And as part of my premium content, you're going to be learning a ton of priceless and invaluable lessons for how to be a real alpha male and how to stand your ground like a real man in today's highly feminized, anti-masculine, and highly emasculated, feminized world that we are currently living in right now, okay? And it's unfortunate that most of these lessons that I'm going to be teaching you in my program as part of being a premium subscriber, okay? All of these lessons I'm going to be teaching you on my premium AlphaMaleSecrets channel are lessons that you were never taught in school. These are lessons that your parents, teachers, and society all failed to teach you growing up. But now you are finally going to get these lessons, okay? These are the lessons that the blue pill machine, the blue pill matrix, never wanted you to learn as a man. Okay, it's all on my premium content channel, and the first month is only $1, so it's only $1 for the entire first month of premium alpha male content. So if you want to support my work, that's the best way to do it, and you're going to learn a ton from it. More importantly, these are life lessons that you are going to be able to take with you for the rest of your life and use them and even pass them down to your sons. They're that valuable, they're that priceless. So take advantage of it. It's only $1 for the entire first month. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box, and it will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds So do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video.